What if one song could destroy an entire rap group? Not one rapper, not two rappers, an entire empire. In hip-hop history, many diss tracks have become legendary.
Play big bank, take little bank. Try to diss Ice Cube, it wasn't worth it cause the broomstick.
Tupac had Hit 'Em Up. Nas had Ether. More recently, Kendrick Lamar shook the industry with Not Like Us. But when fans and artists debate the most dangerous diss track ever recorded, one song keeps appearing at the top.
Is gone on a permanent vacation off the master plan.
No Vaseline by Ice Cube. Even Ice Cube himself has repeatedly called it the greatest diss track ever made, arguing that one rapper took on 4 former group members and their manager in a single record. This is the story of the diss track that changed hip-hop forever. The fall of N.W.A. Before the diss, there was a family. In the late 1980s, Ice Cube was one of the key writers behind the revolutionary rap group N.W.A. Together with Eazy-E, Dr. Dre, MC Ren, and DJ Yella,
Told me to let a hoe be a hoe, so I couldn't stop you from getting gay.
They transformed rap music. They were dangerous, controversial, unfiltered, and massively successful. But behind the scenes, Ice Cube believed he wasn't being paid fairly for the lyrics he was writing.
You a snitch, throw a house nigga in a ditch, half pint bitch.
Money disputes turned into arguments. Arguments turned into resentment. And eventually, Ice Cube walked away from the biggest rap group in America. The breakup wasn't peaceful. It was war.
Solo, and kept on stomping, while y'all motherfuckers moved straight out of.
They came for Cube first. After Cube left, N.W.A. fired shots at him through interviews and songs. The group accused him of abandoning the team. They mocked him, questioned his loyalty, and tried to damage his reputation. For months, Cube stayed relatively quiet. But behind the scenes, he was preparing something that would become one of the most brutal records ever recorded. Then in 1991, it arrived. No Vaseline, and hip-hop was never the same again.
Pulling wolves with the scam. Now I gotta play the silence of the lamb.
The attack. Most diss tracks focus on one target. No Vaseline targeted everyone. Eazy-E, Dr. Dre, Siren, DJ Yella, even manager Jerry Heller.
Eazy-E saw your ass and went in it quick. You got jealous when I got my own company.
The track was released on Ice Cube's album Death Certificate in 1991 and served as his response to N.W.A. after leaving the group. From the very first verse, listeners knew Cube wasn't joking.
Used to be my homie, now you act like you don't know me.
There was no subtlety, no diplomacy, no mercy. Every line was aimed directly at the people he believed had betrayed him. Fans couldn't believe what they were hearing. One man versus an entire organization. And somehow he sounded fearless.
Dumb nigga, always into something, getting fucked at night by Mr. Shit.
Why it was so dangerous. Most diss tracks attack careers. No Vaseline attacked identities. Cube accused former allies of selling out. He questioned their authenticity. He challenged their loyalty.
Easy dick, it smelled like MC Ren shit. Tried to tell you a year ago.
And he painted himself as the only person willing to speak the truth. What made the record terrifying wasn't just the insults. It was confidence. Cube sounded like he had already won.
Never have dinner with the president. And when I see your ass again, I'll be hesitant.
Many rap fans still argue that no diss track has ever matched the feeling of hearing one rapper dismantle an entire group by himself.
Bend over for the goddamn crack of no Vaseline.
The silence. Then something unexpected happened. The response never matched the impact. For years, many fans viewed No Vaseline as the moment Ice Cube decisively won the feud.
Yelling Compton, but you moved to Riverside, so don't front. MC.
The song became so influential that decades later it still appears in discussions about the greatest diss records ever created. Cube had done what few artists ever accomplish. He turned a personal dispute into hip-hop mythology.
I put that on my mama and my dead homies. Yellow boys on your team.
The competition. Of course, No Vaseline isn't the only candidate. Many fans argue that Tupac's hit "Em Up" is the most vicious diss track ever because of its role in escalating the East Coast-West Coast rivalry.
So don't believe what Ren say, cause he's going out like Tooth the Kid but
Others believe Nas' ether was so devastating that the word ethered became part of hip-hop vocabulary. Even today, debates rage across hip-hop communities. Is it hit 'em up, ether?
who's a punk too? Try to fuck me, but I'd rather fuck you. Eric White.
The story of Audidon, Not Like Us, or No Vaseline. The answer depends on who you ask. But one thing is undeniable. No Vaseline is always in the conversation.
Give a pillage. Who gives a fuck about a punk ass villain? You're getting fucked real quick.
The legacy. More than 30 years later, the record still feels dangerous. Not because of violence, not because of controversy, but because of what it represented.
Fucking MC Ren, Dr. Dre, and Young. But if they were smarter.
A lone rapper standing against an entire machine. A former friend exposing former friends. And a diss track so powerful that people are still debating it decades after its release. Many artists have tried to create the perfect diss record. Few succeeded, but Ice Cube created something different. A diss track that became part of hip-hop history. A diss track that artists still study. A diss track that many fans believe remains the most devastating ever recorded.
Bye. Get rid of that devil real simple.
One song, 5 targets, 0 mercy, and over 30 years later, hip-hop still hasn't stopped talking about it. Was No Vaseline the most dangerous diss track ever made?
High, yelling Compton, but you moved to Riverside, so don't front. MC.
Or does another song deserve the crown? Let me know in the comments, because in hip-hop, some battles never end. Subscribe to Hip Hop File and be part of the community.
Fuck all y'all. Goddamn, I'm glad y'all said it all.